Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Evony. In this video, we're going to take a deeper look at Ideal Land and what it means for free-to-play players. I did a video not too long ago about Ideal Land and what to expect with monetization and all the ornaments and buildings that are going to be coming out, and we're already starting to see some of that being placed in events like the Wheel of Past Secrets, where you can get a building that you would obviously purchase to get many copies of and upgrade into your Ideal Land for prosperity points. And that's really how the system is going to go. But I want to talk about it from a perspective of a free-to-play or low spender. So the Ideal Land is this new building over here that we have, and it starts at level 1, and there are 5 upgrades that you can do to Ideal Land. I can actually check them out by going details. And as you increase the level of your Ideal Land, you get certain buffs at the bottom. So it starts off with 2% construction speed, and everybody that has Ideal Land level 1 has that 2% construction speed. And then as you get to level 2, you get more construction speed, you get some all troops HP, attack, and defense. At 3, that increases to 12, 10, 10, 10. And then it further increases for 4 and 5. Wow, that's a pretty big jump. All the way from 2% construction speed, and then at the higher end you have 22% construction speed and 20 for all troops, HP, attack, and defense. That's pretty significant. And keep in mind that that's just the building buff. There's a lot that is going to be inside of Ideal Land with all the buildings, all kinds of increases to your troops, march size, and whatever that are based on the buildings that you place inside your Ideal Land, which are, of course, monetized. And so they're going to be difficult to get for most people unless, well, even if you're extremely lucky, you'll have very limited copies of those pieces. So let's talk about it from a free-to-play perspective. Well, at level 1, you only have that 2% construction. And you would obviously want to increase it to level 2 and beyond. To get it to level 2, you need a little bit over 1 billion of each resource. Keep 12. Keep 12 is not a problem. And you'd also need Ideal Land prosperity points at 500 or greater. That doesn't seem so bad, right? So let's examine where these prosperity points come from. Go into the Ideal Land. I haven't done anything in my Ideal Land except put this fabulous message board here, and that really doesn't do anything. It just allows people to put messages. It doesn't give you any prosperity points, doesn't do anything. You can construct other things. You can make dirt roads, brick roads, and all kinds of other trees and shrubbery and whatever. None of these basic decorations give you any prosperity points. You can see that by the 0 next to the trophy here. None of these. None of the basic decorations will give you anything other than some aesthetics to your Ideal Land. So in terms of game mechanics, 1,000 stone, 200 gems, like all this stuff, it's just a waste of resources unless you really like decorating. And most people that play the game are not here to decorate a land. So they're going to care more about this part, the ornaments. So right now there are Roman columns, Gothic columns, tables, lampposts, altars, and these ones do give you prosperity points. They do come at a pretty steep price, 10,000 gems, 20,000 gems. The only one that's low is the Poseidon lamppost at 1,000. So you could like place these in. I could buy a Roman column here, place it, and you can see that I can place up to 10 of them. I can place 10 of the Roman columns, 10 of the Gothic, I think 5 dining tables, 10 lampposts, and 10 altars. Now it's very interesting, right? Like it's a lot of gems that you have to sink in. I did some quick math on an Excel document here, and if I placed every single one of the ornaments that are available to free-to-play players at the cost of gems, of course, you would end up paying 460,000 gems to place them all. So surely almost 500,000 gems would give you enough prosperity points to get to level 2, right? No, of course it doesn't. Not in the world of Evony. So that would total up, I calculated here, if I placed everything for 460,000 gems, it would give me 450 prosperity. That is 50 short of the upgrade to level 2. You need 500 for level 2. I would only get 450 prosperity points. It's very purposeful. They want people to go in, try to get that prosperity up, and try to just place a whole bunch of stuff, spend 500,000 gems doing so, and then not reach the goal. Not reach the goal of limiting, so you are forced into purchasing. And that's obviously what they're trying to do here. They want to get you right to the cusp of where you could get there so that you're thinking, I just need a little push, and that's to purchase, right? There's no other way to get it other than to purchase. Well, that's not true. That's not entirely true. I could go over to, it's not here. Let me go back out. Get out of here. There is the valuable event, and in here, I got something to collect. Nice. Okay, so I could go over to, where are you now? Wheel of Past Secret. So Wheel of Past Secrets now has, instead of Blood of Ares, we have decorations. And there were these, there was a different building before, and now we have the windmill. And you can spin once per day and maybe land on one of these. It's possible. Like I have gotten this reward once out of the many spins that I have done. I have gotten this reward back when it was Blood of Ares. I did get that. So it's possible you could get one of these. And if you get one of those, I'm not sure exactly how many prosperity points it is. Is it 50? I'm not sure. It could be. So it is possible over time to get lucky with the free spins eventually and get that and then upgrade to level 2. But again, that's not a significant jump. So this is a really strong gate that free-to-play players will not be able to get past. They might be able to get to level 2, some of them, if they're lucky. But then considering what you need to do to get from 2 to 3, it's just not realistic. Like, you're not going to have free-to-play players beyond 1 and maybe level 2. They're just not going to progress here. And then keep in mind that those are just the buffs of the actual building of Ideal Land. Each of those individual ornaments that you get, the actual buildings, I think I can check here in the collections. These ones, where are they? Limited. Yeah, here we go. So these ones here, like we're on Windmill and this, they all have their own individual buffs. So people that spend a lot will be able to get that 5,000 capacity here, 5,000 capacity here, the gathering speed, and that's just for level 1. And as you unlock higher levels, level 2, level 5, level 10, it's going to be increasing the effect of your march size and whatever else, the ground troop and mounted HP. So these are the max level buffs that you get. But that's per building, and you're going to have, over time, many events to drop these buildings into game. In other games that I did mention in the previous video, other games have this similar system, like the Ideal Land, although implemented much better, so that there are many buildings possible, and there's a range of the effectiveness of them. So things like this, like march size increase with some minor buffs, these would totally be attainable by free-to-play. You might only get them over time up to like level 3, 4, 5. It might take a while to get there, but you can get them for sure. And it doesn't require being absolutely lucky. You can just get them just by participating in events. And then there'll be some at the higher end that are really hard to get, that are higher quality. And I'm really hoping we start to see those. And there's more in here for free-to-play and other people. Otherwise, there's just a bunch of people with some bushes and columns, and that's about it. And they're stuck. And there's nothing else that they can do. So here's hoping that that changes, but that's where it is right now. And some of the higher spenders are up to 2,000 prosperity points, which means that they have multiple copies of these buildings. Let's take a look at some of them. So they have all their gem decorations, like we saw earlier. decorated very nice. They definitely put some time here. They've got windmill here. I can't click on it. I'm surprised that the game doesn't allow you to actually inspect these things, right? Like, I'd like to click the windmill. I bet you that that's at least level 5 or above. So they've dumped a bunch in there. Here's another building. So, you know, they've put a lot in to increase these, and they're going to continue growing and growing this land, getting further and further buffs. That's just widening the gap between, you know, a place like that and then a place like this. That's just wide open. I'm not going to go and spend 500,000 gems to get absolutely nothing. I'd have to spend 500,000 gems just to get me close to getting, what is it? You don't even, you get a little bit, right? You get like, what was it? So I'd spend 500,000 gems, and that would get me 5% construction speed and 5% all troops, HP, attack, and defense after eventually I get lucky. But right now, I would get absolutely nothing for 500,000 gems. So it's pretty crappy. Pretty crappy. I'm hoping that things change in the future, but, you know, I've hoped about a lot of different topics in Evony before, trying to make the game a little bit playable for free-to-play and low spenders so that they have some competitive nature and they're not, you know, just fodder for the big players. But that's just what it is these days. So I'm doing this video more in the hopes of educating people and letting you know that if you are not a spender, don't waste your gems. Don't go and spend 500,000 gems upgrading that, because you're just not going to get there. You're just not going to get to that level 2 where you get any kind of return for 460,000 gems. If you do, on the other hand, go into your Wheel of Past Secrets and you happen to get one of the buildings and it gives you 50 points, go for it. 460,000 gems for those increases. I mean, it's not great, but it is something you can do, right? That's about all I have to say about this. I'm hoping that things change and there's more availability to all players at some point, but that's all I've got for you for now. So be wary of this. Don't waste your gems on something that is completely unnecessary and has absolutely no value for you right now. See you in the next video.
Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting the channel. If you liked what you saw, please consider hitting the like button and checking out other videos on the Miser's Guide to Evony. I'll see you in the next video.